Today's biography is about Abraham Lincoln, a great president, a great American. Abraham Lincoln lived from 1809 to 1865 and was president for the last 4 years of his life. Called Honest Abe, this great American leader kept our country together with a victory in the Civil War and helped to abolish slavery. From postmaster to lawyer to president, Abraham Lincoln was a man of determination. Abe Lincoln was president from 1861 to 1865. Abraham Lincoln was our 16th president, but he was a lot of other things too. Turn the page to learn about this amazing man. Abe was born in Kentucky in 1809. He lived in a log cabin. He loved the outdoors and sometimes wore a fur cap with a raccoon tail. This kind of hat is called a coonskin. Abe grew tall and strong during his life. He had many jobs. His first one was chopping wood for 25 cents a day. He was 10 years old. Abe worked to help his family earn money. He went to school for only a few weeks each year. Each year? Oh boy. As a young man, Abe drove a boat and was a soldier. He also worked in a general store. It sold different kinds of things, such as axes, spoons, and candy. Abe made all the customers laugh with his funny stories. Abe also worked as a farmer and a postmaster. He would stick letters in his hat and walk many miles to give people their mail. Throughout his life, Abe often wore a stovepipe hat, like this one. Holy smokes, he did have his letters on the hat. Abe decided he wanted to be a lawyer. Back then, there were only a few law schools, so he taught himself by reading books. It worked. Abe soon became a great lawyer. Abe always loved to read. I'm thinking he really loved to learn. Maybe one of the reasons why he had so many different jobs growing up is because that was one of his ways of learning about many different things and probably keeping in touch with different people. In 1842, Abe married Mary Todd. Soon they started a family. Abe loved to play with his sons. Abe's sons sometimes came by his office to play. During his years as a lawyer, Abe also worked in the state government of Illinois. He wanted to make America a better place to live. Abe was great at giving speeches. People called Abe Honest Abe because he was so trustworthy. Honest Abe, why don't you run for president? They said. So he did. And in 1860, he won. Abe grew his famous beard right before he became president. Maybe that made him look more grown up, although he was very tall. Being president was a hard job. At that time, the United States had big problems. The southern states wanted to break away. They wanted to make their own country and continue to own slaves. Hmm, let's look at the map. Yellow is for the northern and western states. Western, northern. Southern states are in green. In 1861, this part of the country, purple, did not yet have any states. So these were open territories. Wow, these two territories are really far apart from the rest. Abe disagreed. He thought America should stay together. He also thought slavery was very wrong. And in 1861, the southern states attacked the northern states. This started the Civil War. As I would not be a slave, so I would not be a master, Abe once said. The Civil War lasted 4 years. Many battles were fought, many lives were lost. But in 1865, Abe Lincoln's army won. More than 3 million people fought in the war. America stayed together. In 1865, an important law was passed that freed all the slaves. When the war was over, people came to the White House and cheered for Abe. On President's Day, we honor Abraham Lincoln. He was a great speaker and lawyer, but most of all, he was a great leader. You can visit the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. This monument represents Abraham Lincoln. Who else will deserve a monument for their deeds?